In this tutorial, you will learn how to render a video in Cinema 4D, and I will also show you how to change the background. So once you've downloaded your FBX file from Mixamo, you can simply drag it inside your scene and simply press OK, and then you should see your 3D model. We have already learned that we can increase our preview texture size by clicking on our material, selecting the Editor tab, and then we can increase the resolution. By clicking this camera icon here at the top, we can create a camera. Maybe you noticed those tiny orange rectangles that just appeared. They show you that a new camera was created. And if you want to look through your camera, you have to click this little rectangle next to your camera icon. Now change to quad view by pressing F5. If you move in the perspective view, you can see in the other windows that the camera also changes its position according to the movement. When you click on this Render to Picture viewer, the current frame of your scene is rendered. Currently, the background looks just black, but you can customize this by creating your own background. To change the color, you need to create a new material. Choose Standard Material and drag it on your background. Although nothing has changed in your preview, we can see in the picture viewer that a gray background was added. If you want, you can change the color of your material. You can do this in the color channel of your material. Simply adjust the slides to the color that you want, and through the picture viewer, you can have a look at the final composition. I don't like the green background, so I will set the color back to gray. Now let's preview the animation that we just downloaded. You can press play in the timeline, and as you can see, your animation is automatically played as a loop. I will now finally choose the perspective of my camera before I render out a video of my project. You can adjust the render settings by clicking on this icon with the gear wheel, and here you can choose lots of different settings. Just follow along to achieve a standard setting for online videos. So now I increase the resolution, and instead of just the current frame, I want to render out all the frames of my timeline. And as you can see, the frame rate is automatically set to the same length as your timeline. Now switch to the Save tab. In order to keep it simple, just use MP4 as a format and choose where you want to store your file. Let's save our project before we start the rendering process. Save your project with Assets, and then you can finally render. Now this rendering process might take a little while, but in the end you should have an MP4 file that you can simply open in a video player.